74-70 Jacksonville victorious over Bethune Cookman here at Swisher Gymnasium today. Scott Manzi, the Hall of Famer Artis Gilmore, welcoming in victorious head coach Tony Jasick. And coach, this game was, they're all interesting, and there's always certainly different dynamics to a ball game, and it's part of why you as the coach have to sit there and be able to adapt. But some of the energy and the foul trouble in that first half caused you to run a few different lineups out there, and we saw a couple of guys that were playing a lot more time than probably they might have anticipated going into this game.
And give those guys credit. I thought they came in and did a really good job of not just maintaining kind of status quo, but I thought they gave us a good lift in the first half and got us kind of that 4 or 5 point lead that we had late in the first half. So give the guys credit. We talk about it all the time about being ready. You never know when your number's going to call. Practice the right way, and fortunately, a couple of those guys who you're speaking of did a really good job for us in the first half.
Well, going into the new year, Coach, what are you really looking to, especially this particular game, what are you looking to take away from it?
Make a free throw.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, the thing that's amazing is I think it goes back to a little bit about what we've talked about in the past. With our team, with where we're at with our team and with our program and building this thing, we are still not at a stage where we are great at handling success. And you can see it in some of our body language. You can see it in some of the looseness we get with late in games. And again, tonight was another example. We're up 14 with 3 to play, and we miss about 12 straight free throws. And that's not who we are. We're a quality shooting team. We're a quality free throw shooting team. I just think it's the mentality of not taking things for granted, understanding that you have to play against the game, not play against the score or the clock. And for us, we've got to keep growing. You got to remember, this team and this program hasn't been in many games like this in a long time. And so as we continue to build this and grow, hopefully we're in a lot of games where free throws, late game possessions matter moving forward.
What's going to be the message to the team about kind of being able to put a team away? We saw Bethune-Cookman there, especially behind the incredible shooting from Jordan Potts, who ends the game at 26 second half points. Every time it felt like Jacksonville was ready to put the game away, they come down and hit a big bucket on the other end.
And I would say, again, we got to watch the tape before we make any crazy statements, but I would bet that most of those scenarios were created by something we did on the offensive end. And I say that because we shot 71% from 3 in the second half. We shot nearly 60% from the floor. So when we come down and turn it over, or we come down and miss a free throw, now that gives them a little head of steam, a little bit of confidence in what they're doing. And you saw them get to the rim a couple times, and we're scared. We're scared to foul because you don't want to put them at the line, have them score with the clock stopped. So I just think overall we've got to continue to grow and mature with the way that we handle success, both throughout a game, after a game, in order to learn from it and not put ourselves in situations where we're getting really, really nervous with 10 seconds to go. You know, turn that 14-point lead into an 18-point lead as opposed to that 14-point lead sliding down to where it did.
Coach, kind of staying on that defensive subject, and late in ball games, that's one of you think you have a combination of guys out there that can preventive. The opponents always find the lanes to get to the basket. I
think it's twofold. You're exactly right. Part of it's on us of not doing a great job of getting our gaps and being scared to foul. The second part is, you know how it is late in games, teams get desperate, and with the new rules, putting your head down and just driving, whether you're in control or out of control, usually winds up in a good situation for the offense. Whereas in the past, you could kind of guard them, you could kind of banana them to the corner. Whereas now, if you get anywhere near them, it's going to be a foul. And for us, in my opinion, I think we get a little scared and a little tentative in guarding the ball late. And you know, that's a bad combination with a team that's going aggressively to the rim, and we just got to get better. Now, fortunately, you know, last time we sat here, we had a guy who did a great job in his gap to finish a game, and tonight we didn't do as good a job. And give Potts some credit. He's a good player. We were able to get him in foul trouble for most of the game, and then late he played with a sense of urgency and really helped his team come back and make this thing an interesting finish.
Lastly for you, Coach, our player of the game, Antoine Clayton, for his efforts in 27 minutes today, 12.7 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a lot of those points coming off alley-oop dunks. He was a guy where you're kind of wondering at one point, due to the injury he suffered earlier this year, if you'd even have him available the rest of the season, and then he comes out and has done a great job gutting through what the injury was and I don't want to limit it to just him, but there's something uncanny about the presence he brings when he's out on the floor as far as kind of energizing everyone around him.
No question. There's a completely different energy when he's in the game, dialed in and going. That's what he is. He's continuing to improve and work on his overall basketball skill level, to his credit, and hopefully he can continue to do that and become a player that we can play. We have a hard time playing two bigs, and the problem with that is a lot of our energy guys are bigs, and so if we can continue to get him to develop his skill set to where we can put him on the floor, he can play on the perimeter a little bit on offense, which he's working on, to his credit, I think he's going to have a fantastic next 2.5 years.
74-70, Jacksonville defeats Bethune-Cookman here this afternoon. Tony Jasick, Victoria's head coach. Best of luck against Western Michigan coming up, Coach.
Absolutely. Thanks.
And Happy New Year.
You too, Artis.